Hello YouTube, this is Jeff with Jeff's Toy Reviews, and today I'm reviewing Fan Toys FT-19 Apache, or their masterpiece Springer. Got him last week, and I've been trying to film a video on this quite a bit, and I've been having issues with the length and time and everything, so I decided I'm going to do a shorter video. And then what I can do, per your request, if you're interested, I'm not going to put the transformations in this video. This video will not show any of the transformations, but if you're interested in the transformations, please let me know in the comments below, and I can either show the transformation from robot to car to chopper, or from either robot to, or from car to robot, or chopper to robot. Either way, please let me know in the comments below. The reason I'm doing that is because this... there are issues with the transformation where some things are just too tight. Some tabs tab in perfectly, some tabs don't tab in, or if they tab in too perfectly, you can't remove them. There's just a lot of little issues that I don't know what Fans Toys did on this figure. They started off the year fantastic with Sovereign, their version of Galvatron, and then they did even a fantastic job with Phoenix, not, their masterpiece Jetfire or Skyfire. And then we got Coot, who is a great figure but had issues with transformation. And now we have Apache, whose transformation is just ridiculous. I don't know who designed it, why they designed it this way, but it's a tough transformation. It really is. So that's just my opinion out front, and I will give all my final opinions and stuff. I'm going to be comparing this guy today with another third-party version of their masterpiece Springer. That's Unique Toys Allen. I will show some other comparisons too throughout the video. I'll bring in some other masterpiece figures so you can see what they look like together. So, but first I want to show you the packaging. Here we go. Nice art. Cartoon images of Springer or Apache in his helicopter mode, his car mode, and his bot mode. And his bot mode looks, this looks really good. Here he is on the side in his helicopter mode. We got some product placement. I got to bring my camera back just a little bit so I can bring this into you so you can see the bio if you want to pause it. And there you go. And then we have some product placement. I'll go over the accessories and stuff when I bring the figure out. You can pose really well. So, and then the car mode. And then on the bottom, we have some stuff on the bottom if you want to contact vanstoys.com. He's made in China. Apache here on the bottom. Apache on the top. And on the side, you have his car mode. And there you go. That is the box. Now, what comes in the box, besides the figure and his accessories, with all Fans Toys, you get a nice instruction booklet. Now, the instruction booklet, it's a nice instruction booklet. It shows you what, tries to keep you informed what needs to be moved and everything by the little circles. However, there are steps that are missed in this booklet. Things that you're supposed to do, you have to figure out on your own how to do them. I had to go watch a couple of other reviewers because they figured it out and I couldn't figure it out. I was close, but it was just such a pain to get there that I did need someone else's help. So, so that's it for the booklet. You do get the vehicle modes on the back, and you do get the toy mode, the robot mode on the front. You also get a collector's card. There you go. Nice computer rendering of Apache. And then on the back you get a couple of images, and there is that bio. If you want to pause it, you can pause it. There are his tech specs and his alt modes, so if that means anything, there you go. Nice card. Real sturdy, thick plastic like a credit card. So without further ado, let me bring Apache out. Okay, so here we have Apache in his car mode. I will be probably referring him to Springer or Apache back and forth. I do apologize for that. I just get kind of that way. Before I go over his car mode, I do want to go over what the accessories he comes with. He does come with his blaster, and this thing is pretty massive. I mean, it's a big blaster. So I mean, for reference, here's the card, and the blaster is just like a lot bigger than the card, you know. So just silver painted plastic. I don't think it's silver. Maybe it is molded and then has a coat of silver paint on it. This does turn down for storage on the vehicle mode, and I'll show that off in a minute. He also comes with 2 swords. He comes with the green base with the silver bladed set sword, and then he also comes with a green sword. Now you can use either one of these swords. They both fold open for helicopter mode, and so you can use either one you want depending on how you want to have him displayed, but he does come with 2 swords, which is kind of cool. It's nice to have options. So here he is in his car mode, and yeah, I think the average transformation time for me, due to the feet for this guy, just to get him in car mode, is about 15 minutes. And I know that it sounds like a long time. I think it is a long time. And that's using the instructions. And I shouldn't be using the instructions because the legs still complicate things up. And then I remember there is a trick to that. The pieces in here that are die cast actually have little pegs on one side. I think this side has pegs, and then this side has ports, and there's pegs on the inside of the plastic here, and those will just peg in and peg in. If you line those up, you can pretty much figure out how everything's supposed to go once you're in that position. And then you just tuck everything in and tab everything together, and there you go. You can see his turbines here. These actually spin, which is kind of nice. He does have rubber tires with these chrome painted wheels. If they are silver, then it's kind of maybe like the rifle or pistol as well, where it's just silver painted over silver. There's a lot of die cast. Like the top is die cast, this is die cast. The back pieces here are die cast, which are the feet. These look die cast. They actually feel die cast. The arms are die cast here, and I'm going to go over that in robot mode too, but I kind of wanted to point out that this guy is heavy. He's almost like the weight of Sovereign. If you ever had a chance to pick up Sovereign, very, very heavy and sturdy figure. He's a solid figure. Just wheels roll well, but man, I mean, my biggest complaint is the transformation for this guy. The transformation is so long and such a pain in the butt with all the little things you have to line up and do, that when you get other figures in your hand and you start transforming them and they're more fun, this guy does not have a fun transformation. He's like Coot. It's a decent transformation. It's interesting, but the transformation is complicated and not very fun. So if I'll put this out there right now, and I'll reiterate this, excuse me, at the end of the video. If you like complicated transformations, this guy's for you. But if you want fun transformations, there's other Springers out there, or third-party figures that have Springer in their lineup or coming out that will probably be better suited for you. So, you know, that's a look at his car mode. I do think it's too long, especially the front part. I think this should be shorter. The cockpit does open. There's nothing in there really to look at, but it's a nice little bonus feature, I guess. But this is just too long for me. I don't like it. If you look underneath, you do see his head, and you can see the crotch and leg pieces, but that's about it. Everything else tucks in nice and neat. And you know, he rolls. Now you can stow the pistol or the rifle. You cannot stow the swords anywhere in the on the car. Unless you want to open the blades and make them look like a helicopter car. But you fold this piece up like so, and then there is a slot here. There's a slot here and a slot on the other side. And you just kind of pull these apart a little bit, and then you can tuck one side in and tuck the other side in. And then once you have it lined up, boom, you bring it back together, and boom, you can have his weapon there. Then you can have it angled up if you want, and then there you go. Now you can fold these up if you want. The instructions show them down by the side, but if you want to have them up, you can. I prefer, if I was going to display him in car mode, he would be like that, just to give a little better accents. I'm going to leave that on there for now, and then I'm going to move him over and bring out a couple of comparisons. Here he is with Unique Toys, Alan. Okay, So you can see that Allen, my Allen has repro labels on him, so you know he is going to look a little different than the Unique Toys version when you get him out of the box. So he's a lot wider. He sits a little higher. His wheels are all rubber. Not the wheels, the tires are rubber in the front and in the back. Also die cast and stuff. But if I were to look at the two and the ones that I like more, I like the hood piece more here, but I like the cockpit more on Allen. I like how Allen sits up a little higher, and he is a beefier car mode. So you know, there's those issues there. That's it for Allen. Bring him. Well, that's also if you want to compare length. Allen is a hair. I mean, like a hair. There you go. He's a hair shorter, like not very much. And then he's a lot taller. I mean, he sits up higher than Fantoys Apache. Sorry, it's my camera angle. Bring that up. There you go. So he sits higher up than Apache. So there you go. Well, actually, if you want to look at the tops, I'm going to bring the camera up just a little bit. Kind of doing some of this on the, I mean, I've been trying to do a video of this guy for a while, and so some of the things are a little, so I mean, there's the tops, so you can see what they look like from the top. I'm going to bring this up just a little higher because I want you to see the difference. Still not there. Bring this up a little further, and there you go. So if we bring these guys up, now their noses are on the ground, so you can see he's just a little taller, a little longer at the feet that are sticking out of the back. So that's one of the issues I have, is his feet just fold up in the back, and I don't know. It's a petty issue, but it's an issue for me. So there you go. So let me bring this back down and this back down. Cool. Let's go ahead and get Allen out of the way. And here he is with another Springer. If you're able to pick up, this is a Voyager class figure. He's also the same size as a Masterpiece figure. I'm not going to bring a Masterpiece figure out to show. I just really am focusing on the Springer mold and what they've come up with. So this is the IDW inspired Transformers Generations Thrilling 30 Springer. And, you know, to give an idea of what they look like together, I mean, this guy is very small compared. He looks more of like a hot rod or an armored car, like this little vehicle. He looks more like an armored personal carrier. So, yeah. So the paint colors well, he's a little darker, but they show up really well together. I think the paints match pretty close. Allen's grays, I think, are a little lighter, but yeah. So that is that with them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the helicopter mode. All right, and I am back, and here is Apache in his helicopter mode. Now, I put the green blades on, and to show you how that works is you just take the sword itself, you kind of separate it because it's got these little interlocking tabs. So you just separate it. Oh, come on. Get your nail in there, and then just bring down like so, and you know, and it does that. It doesn't tab into place or anything, but it does have some tabs here. You'll see slots there, and you just line up the slot and just place it in. And mine spins really well. I'm not sure. I've seen others where it clicks in the back, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Well, that's because I was just pushing down too far. I shouldn't have done that. Now, complaints on the helicopter mode. I actually really like the helicopter mode. I think the helicopter mode is really clean. Looks really nice. Again, the cockpit is just too small for me. These pieces here, when you look at a lot of different transformations or reviews of this, a lot of people aren't moving these, and I don't blame them. This is an extremely tight piece. It's this little plastic piece from here out, this line right here, there's a little pin in there and it moves, and you got to be very careful when doing it. Don't do it by this piece here or you'll break it. This one is really loose on mine, but this one's tight, and I'm trying to figure out, got to get a way to see if I can tighten that up. But here he is in his helicopter mode, and I like the helicopter mode. I think it looks really good. It cleans up nicely. You flip it over, I mean, there's nothing to see really. You really can't tell what's going on under there. So it looks clean. I think everything tabs in for the most part pretty well, except this arm right here. I always have a on this side. Oh, okay, there it is. It's tabbing in good now. So, everything hides in really well. Looks good. Again, very heavy. Now all the die cast is in the front of the vehicle mode. Really heavy up front. Really nice. Now, there are these wheels in the back, but there's no landing gear at all. And I thought that was kind of weird, being at a helicopter, being other third parties decide to put landing gear in. I mean, that's about as it. If they would have added maybe a little landing gear that just came out or something, that would have been nice. But there's no landing gear at all. And that would be my only complaint. Well, two complaints. That and the cockpit being too small. But other than that, I really like the helicopter mode. So I'm going to bring in Apache. That is Apache. I'm going to bring in Alan from Unique Toys. And Unique Toys Alan is significantly longer in the helicopter mode and different. Like let me bring this back here so you can see. Like Alan has these rear wings here in the back that are not towards the back like this one. If I remember right with Springer, his were more towards the back of the vehicle, not in the middle of the tail. Can't remember. I'm going to have to watch the 86 movie again. It's been a while, so I should watch it anyway. I like that Alan is bigger. His blades are shorter, which, so you don't have to worry about anything clipping or anything. Alan does have the landing struts or the landing gear here on the bottom up front. I'm going to bring that over here. He does have the two here and then one in the back, so he does land, like you can put him down and he'll be flat. So I like what I'm seeing here, though. I like what Fantoys did with the helicopter mode. I think it looks very good. I think it's very classy or classic Springer. Again, just wish this cockpit maybe a little wider and this wasn't so tight. Just a couple things that I've noticed. That's it. So let me get rid of Alan here, who, like I said, looks pretty good in they look pretty good together. Here he is with Generations Springer. Ooh, and his landing gear went down. And he actually has landing gear in the back as well. And stuff. There we go. For some reason, I keep thinking I have him mistransformed, and if I do, well, oh well. It is what it is. So there he is, and you can, just by size comparison, you can see how small he is next to Apache. This is a Voyager class figure. This is a Masterpiece size figure, and his height really does surprise me, and I'll get into that in just a couple of minutes when we go over his robot mode. Now there is no gun storage for Apache that I have found. The instructions don't say anything either. There's not like a place I could just slot the gun in, using this slot. I don't see anything on top. I don't see anything on the sides. I don't see anything on the bottom. Well, actually there is right here. That's right. I forgot. You can slot it in there. So there is a place for the gun. I apologize. That is my mistake. Problem is, if you put the gun down, now it looks like that. Like it doesn't land, so you have to make sure you take the gun out. But if you have him on a flight stand, you can put the gun in there. And I will tell you, Fans Toys, their Galvatron included a flight stand, their Sovereign. And it would have been nice if they included either a flight attachment piece or a flight stand with this figure. I think it would have been really cool for the price that you pay to get that little extra accessory. Granted, you're getting a lot of die cast and everything, but guy's such a pain in the butt to transform. It would have been a nice surprise to have that. So that is it for the helicopter mode. Now let's go ahead and take a look at his robot mode. And of course, I'll have more figures for comparison at that time. All right, and here he is, Fantoys Apache in his robot mode. And I think, of course, this is the best mode for him. I think he looks perfect as a masterpiece edition of Springer. He, again, the die cast is very well, winds up balancing him out really, really well. So bring him in a little closer, and I mean, solid figure, just like Sovereign, very solid. So here is his head sculpt. Really like the face that they did with him. I like that they painted the eyes, nice metallic blue. He has the little yellow triangle filled in and painted. Looks really good. The two tones of different paint. Chest here. Now he does have a little bit of a butterfly joint here, not much. That's part of transformation. Ratcheting arms. Now that's as far as they'll go up to ratchet. He can go do that and that. So you have to kind of do a little bit of manipulating. He just can't, I mean, that's as far as he'll go there, and it's just not, you know, it's just a little weird in the shoulder area for his arms, but he can get some nice poses. You just have to fiddle with it a little bit. He does have a fan toy squeak. I don't do that whole fan toys. Well, I guess I just did. He does get a just over 90-degree elbow bend. He has rotating, or he has a swivel in his wrist. I wish he had like where you can bring his hand up flat, but he can't. Ball joint on the finger, and the finger, he has a pin in the base knuckle, but the thumb is fixed. All the fingers are individual with a pin here at the base knuckle, then a pin in the secondary knuckle, and then it's just a friction joint holding in the rest. But they are really good, really nice, posable figures. And they actually kind of almost mimic fingers a little bit, where one is shorter than the other. So like, you know, this is shorter, longer, shorter, and shorter. So it looks like an actual hand. So I really appreciate that. I like that detail. You can get a good fist out of it if you need. He does have a waist swivel. Now, I was thinking maybe I was mistransforming this piece, but this piece does not tuck in. So it is hindered a little bit. So he can get, you know, that far and rotate about that far before things start getting pushed out of the way. You can bring this skirt piece up so he can kick all the way out. And he can kick that far back due to this piece here, this die-cast metal piece here doesn't allow movement. He does have a double jointed knee a little bit, so you can get beyond that. This double joint doesn't look very good, but it's all right. He does have a thigh swivel, and that's also part of the transformation a little bit. These slide in during the transformation, so I could show you that during helicopter transformation if you need. And he does have a the front part of the foot does rotate. This is die cast. This whole piece is die cast here on the bottom. He does have a the heel spur can move up and down, and this works really well for the pivoting, the ankle tilt. So you're good there. I think he's a very solid figure. Like, I really do love his robot mode. I think his robot mode is fantastic. So now, unlike other Masterpiece, if you can see that, there is a screw right here in the middle of his hand. So it goes straight, and then there's a little bump, and then goes straight. So what they did is, for all the weapons that he carries, there is a little notch in the pin there. So you just bring the thumb in and just slide that in, and then you can just wrap his fingers around the sword, and he holds it just fine. So, I mean, Well, actually, it just came undone when I pushed it. So he does hold it fine, but if you do push on it, of course, it'll come out. Get that lined up again. Of course, when don't have it turned towards me, can't see it. There we go. And of course, if you rotate this beyond, it'll also knock it out. There's no real good clearance there. He has the same thing in his other hand, so he can hold his gun. Just go ahead and extend the handle there, and then now I'll admit his gun, for some reason, does not really hold. And when it does hold, mine looks crooked. It goes out just a little bit, kind of bows just a little bit. And I'm not sure, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it's still noticeable for me. And so maybe your mileage may vary depending on which one you get. Or, you know, maybe it'll vary figure to figure. I'm not sure. Nobody else has really listed that problem. Really nice paint though. You have a little translucent plastic here, a little paint above on the abdomen. The crotch is die cast, as I mentioned. Now on both sides of the hip, if you see here in the waist, there is a port. Now on both swords, there is a port here on the base, and that fits in perfectly right here. So he can have weapon storage when in his robot mode. You can, if you don't want him holding both swords, you can have them both on his waist. And I like that. I think that's a very neat feature. I'm glad they did that. Because at least if I don't want him to have him sword, I could actually just have him holding his gun and it'll look fine. But I really do like the overall look of this figure. I think Fan Toys, of course, knocked it out of the park. When you get him in robot mode, I think he looks great. The vehicle modes, again, they're a little lackluster for me. So here he is in his robot mode. So let's go ahead and bring out some some figures to actually compare him size-wise. Here he is with Fan Toys Sovereign. And Sovereign is a little bit taller, and he should be. He's Galvatron, you know. He's a little bit taller, not by much. It looks like the crown really makes him a lot taller. It's always amazing how solid he is. Here he is with Fan Toys version of Cup. And I think they look really good together. Really nicely done. Here he is with Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. And as you can see, you know, Ultra Magnus is bigger than him. Like, sorry, there may be a jump there. Apologize for that. As you can see, Ultra Magnus is taller than Apache or Springer. And but they look really good together. I mean, this is how they were in the 86 film. Ultra Magnus was, I think, a lot bigger than Springer. You also have here Masterpiece Hot Rod. He's a lot smaller. I think he's just a little too small for this scale when it comes to having these guys together. I mean, even Cup, see, you know, Cup's just a little bit taller. I think Hot Rod should be a little taller, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Fans Toys does for Hoodlum, which is their not Hot Rod. So take him out. But I still like the way they all look together. Here he is with Generations Springer. And you can see that he, you know, towers over this poor little guy. And last but not least, my final comparison, I'm going to make a little bit more room here. Here he is with Unique Toys Alan. So, now I have... So let's bring him up to stand straight up. Get rid of that A-line. And let's do that. So they can actually stand next to each other, proper height and all. And they are basically the same size. So yeah, same size in height. However, Alan is wider. So if you take Alan, put him in the back, you'll see his body, it looks like his chest is just a little, well, can't really see it, but his chest is just a little bit wider. Their overall width is really good. They fit the scale really well. He has a thinner waist. Looks like, maybe Alan just had a little bit too much turkey at Thanksgiving or something, because he's just a little bit wider, a little chunkier in the middle. His thighs are chunkier. His legs are definitely chunkier too, like if you look at them. So is Alan a bad figure? No, I think he's actually a great figure. Is this Fan Toys Apache a bad figure? No, I think he's a fantastic figure. Now, I really like the fact that you can get some really nice poses. If you do want to have nice poses, you're going to want to take that out. Make sure that that's all back into play, especially if you've transformed him. He's got really good ratchets in his knees. You can do a lot with this guy, and I think he looks really cool. I think he's a really nice figure. I think Fan Toys, of course, they knocked it out of the park with his overall aesthetic, and his look looks really good. But my problem is his transformation. The transformation is not fun. It's not intuitive. It is a pain in the butt. If you're a person who loves to just transform their figures, pull them down off the shelf every once in a while and transform them, this is going to be a figure you're not going to do that with. This is going to be a figure that you're going to occasionally pull down to transform him, but you're going to need the instruction booklet. You're going to probably pop on YouTube. You're probably going to try to look for a video that has something about how the feet go in car mode, because it's not intuitive. It's not easy. If you like simple transformations, I highly recommend Unique Toys Alan over this figure. Just because it's a very simple transformation. He's a really nice bot. He looks well with the other Masterpiece figures. So there are options out there for you. I think for me, I'm going to stick with the Fan Toys Apache. I really like the way he looks on the shelf with my Masterpiece figures. That means I'm probably going to be selling my Alan. He'll wind up on my eBay channel. If you want, I could put the link or description below, so if you want to check it out. But it's for me, I like the helicopter mode. I like the robot mode. I don't like the car mode. So 2 out of 3 is not too bad. I'm really curious to see what DX9 comes out with, and what a couple of other, I think Make Toys is doing one as well. And I believe Mastermind Creations might be doing one for their Springer as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they come up with. So there are people who really like the open and play Big Spring. So there are options out there for you. I do think for the price point you're getting, I think Fan Toys could have done a little bit better of a job and worked on the transformation a little bit. I almost wonder if they rushed the figure out because they delayed him so much that they rushed him out just to get him out right around Christmas and to get more sales up. I don't know. I know that's speculation on my part. It's just my opinion, because the transformation, the engineering is such a pain in the butt to get him from robot to car and from helicopter back into robot. And you notice I didn't say it's not bad from car to helicopter. It's actually pretty easy because you're just flattening the legs out, which is great. But these legs they're a mess. There's all kinds of stuff going on in there, and you have to have things lined up perfectly, or they won't fall into place for you. And that's the reason I did not do the transformations on this video. My overall, if you don't mind the price, you like Fan Toys, you want something that's heavy die cast that looks really good on your Masterpiece shelf, and you don't mind a complicated transformation, definitely go with Fan Toys Apache. You won't be disappointed. If you like a simple transformation, like I said, and you want to pull your figures off the shelf every once in a while and transform them, then I would say go with Unique Toys Alan. So those are my thoughts. That's my review. This has been Jeff with Jeff's Toy Reviews. I will be posting a very special update video. I was supposed to post it over the weekend. Unfortunately, I did not get to it just because it's been crazy. And but that will be coming up very soon. It should be up this week as well. I'm going to try to put it up right after this video, so they might come up the same day. So definitely check them out. And if you think this is a great review and you want to share it with your friends, please do so. Please like this review. Please share this review. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I would greatly appreciate it, and we can continue to grow together. I'm very excited to see what's coming out next year for Transformers, for third-party Transformers, and beyond. So thank you again for watching. This has been Jeff with Jeff's Toy Reviews. Have yourselves a great day.